Today we are showing how JaaS AI is used to evaluate in real time a chatbot detecting hallucination and detecting and measuring the accuracy. So on the left side of the screen we have an NAN node. NAN is the no-code tool that is used to test, to create AI agents. This one is basically a chatbot. For the ones familiar with NAN, this is the normal process of a chatbot with a RAG system in Pinecode, and basically at the bottom is what we need to use to evaluate. The core of the evaluation is a JaaS AI node. The JaaS AI node basically has is configured with an API key and then defining the different criteria. In this case, we're going to use accuracy and hallucination. Here, type of conversation evaluation is conversational. That indicates that whatever is conversational, we are not going to evaluate. So if the chatbots, if I say hi to the chatbot and the chatbot answer, that is not going to be evaluated. So for that evaluation, we need a few components. So the first component that we need is the question. The question is coming that the person asks to the chat, but the question is coming directly from this link, through this link. The chatbot generates the answer that is coming through this link. And then we need either ground truth answer and context or both of them. So in this case, we replicated the Pinecone RAG that is here. We replicated it here just for the purpose of showing it. And we are feeding that information that is coming directly from the RAG system into JaaS AI. The nodes here are just to ensure that the data gets in the right format to JaaS AI. We're going to activate, this is running in a local server, we're going to activate this chatbot, and we're going to use the UI interface that N8 provides for chat. So what we are going to be doing is we loaded the chatbot, the RAG system of the chatbot with the constitution, and we're going to be asking questions to the chatbot about the constitution. On the right side of the screen, we have the JaaS AI console platform. We are going to be using the monitoring feature. This monitoring feature is in real time. So the first thing that we're going to be selecting is the cohort. So we did some testings here, but basically the cohort that is related to the NA8 chatbot is this one, NA8-NC. That's how I define it in the chatbot. We are going to be refreshing the console every second. We are going to select that we want to see hallucination and evaluation. So for hallucination, 1 is good, 5 is bad. For accuracy, 5 is good, 1 is bad. The way that we do hallucination is we're going to compare the answer generated by the chatbot to the ground truth answer and the context. If the information provided by the chatbot is not contained in the ground truth answer and the context, we are going to indicate that. The information might be reasonable and well obtained, but not in the ground truth answer or context, so we are going to flag it if that is the case. So we're going to be starting the chatbot monitor. So I've been doing some tests, so we have some things before, and basically this keeps history. That's why if not, we can clean the screen. So the first question that I'm going to do is hi. So the chatbot will answer, and the chatbot is answered. Hello, how can I assist you? So now I can start asking questions. When you see this here is because the chatbot is being evaluated at that time. No score, no score. Why? Because this is conversational. So we ask the chatbot not to handle conversational, not to evaluate conversations. So first question about the Constitution. How many amendments are in the Constitution? So I ask that, the NA8 node will start to work, will provide me the answer, and the answer is being evaluated. So I can continue typing with the next question, which is the first amend. While I was typing already this, I'll continue typing later, but already we got the answer here. Hallucination 1, which is good, accuracy 5. Let's look at what came. So we can click there and look at the complete answer. How many amendments was the question? There are 27 amendments in the Constitution. No ground truth provided because we didn't have a model answer. And this is the context, that is what came from the RAG system. Okay, so this is accuracy and hallucination. And here we have the reasons why the accuracy was 5 and the hallucination was 1, which is what we want it to be. So we can close and we can continue, which is the first amendment. So the chatbot is looking for the answer in the RAG system, created the answer, generated the answer. And while that is being, I can continue my conversation and having there the monitor. So let me ask a question that is going to be a little more tricky. So here we got this next answer. Let me push this a little bit forward so you see that this was the high, this was the high, how can I help you? This was the first answer, this is the second answer. So let me continue the chatbot with another question. This is going to be a little bit more tricky because there's some information about the Constitution that is very well known, but it's not in the Constitution. Let me try this one. When was the Constitution approved? Constitution with capital C, probably. Constitution signed. So we will see what that question. The Constitution was signed on September 17, 1787. I'm not sure if that information is in the information that I uploaded. So if it's not in the information that I uploaded, we should see something indicating that. We'll see. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the experiment. Hallucination came at 2. Why? We'll go to the bottom. The model answer includes date of signing of the Constitution, which is not explicitly mentioned in the context provided. Therefore, it scores a 2 on the hallucination scale. What does this mean? This means that the answer based on the common knowledge is correct, but it's not in the context that we provided. Why this is important? If you're using this for a legal matter, you want the context to be correct, and you want the chatbot to provide the answer based on that context, not on something that comes from the internet. In this case, it's fine because the answer is true, but it's not in the context. So that's how we are detecting hallucination. Accuracy, because it's not, the information is not in the ground truth provided or in the context provided. So that's why this came as it is. That's why we are starting to see indications of hallucination. Let's try one more to see what happens. Which other countries have similar constitutions? That is definitely not in the Constitution. So we will see how that is reflected in the scoring. So Mexico, India, Brazil, for sure that is not in the Constitution. For sure that is not reflected. So we will see how this is being scored. Although the answer might be correct or true, it's being scored as bad. Why? Let's go and see. There's no indication in the ground truth answer on the context about the countries. So in this case, we know that the chatbot is starting to hallucinate. And we define hallucination by not responding to the information that is being provided to generate the answer. That is why we have hallucination in this case. Hallucination 5, accuracy 1, for the same reasons. So that is how we are using and node in end built by JaaS AI to detect hallucination. I think that this is unique in the market, and if you need more information, please visit jaasai.net or jaasai.com. See you next time. Thank you.